Guess it's gonna try again. Now the screaming again. Okay, I have no idea why my little sister's screaming over this, but it's confusing me. Okay, here we go. Colt. I hear it. The dripping of the faucet. It's quiet. Can't hear anything except for the dripping faucet and the tapping of my fingers on the floor. Constant. I sit here, nothing in hands, but a mere flower. An old flower it is, empty inside like me. I can't seem to help but focus on the dry old flower. It makes me feel uneasy. As I sit staring at the flower in the dull, dark, abandoned house. I always come here. It's some way soothing to me. I hear a crack of the sticks and leaves outside and it startles me. So I hide behind an old torn piece of furniture and I hear the door open creakingly. Scared, I refuse to open my eyes and look over the rotted chair just to soothe my curiosity. So I don't. The footsteps follow into the old building and become a slightly echoing tap on the ground. They get more clear sounding as it gets closer. Not being able to hold my needingly curiosity in, I finally open my eyes and peek just a little over the chair. It's dark and I can't see that well, but it turns and shines a flashlight directly towards me and I quickly duck down. It steps closer and my heart beats out of my chest. They saw me. I could have just ran as fast as I could out of there, but I was too scared to move. I was frozen. I couldn't move at all. So I waited in fear as the thing came closer, behind the chair to where it was. But the steps stopped and it started to walk away. When I finally hear the door open then shut with its loud creak, I stand up and take the biggest sigh of relief in my life. But my curiosity was at its limit, and I ran out the door to just get at least one look at what it was. When I got out the door, whatever it was had already gotten out of sight. As I search around for at least something, I spot it, a feather. Others would say, it's just a feather, probably nothing. But this feather was unordinary. All the birds had flown south for the winter already, and this feather was definitely not from any of the crows, doves, or pigeons we usually see. The feather was silver, blue, and had bright blue, almost white tips. The feather shone in the blue moonlight, reflecting and shining with the ice drops in the grass. I walk over to the feather and gently pick it up, placing it in my pocket and heading back home. I lie awake in my bed, staring at the ceiling. I was always a curious child, but this pushed me. I missed like a whole part. Hold up. So the silver blue, bright blue, almost white tips. The feather shone in the blue moonlight, reflecting the shining with the ice drops in the grass. I walked over to the feather, gently picking it up, placing it in my pocket, and heading back home. I lie awake in my bed, staring at the ceiling. I was always a curious child, but this pushed me. I just had to know what had come in. Sleepless, but not too sleepless. I can't turn the page. When I awaken the next morning, I look at my nightstand. There sits the blue and silver feather. As I start to remember yesterday, I hurriedly get ready, trying my best not to be late. I get to lunch and I sit with friends. One of my friends, Michelle, asked, "Why are you so quiet today? This isn't normally like you." I turn to her and tell her it's nothing. There's just been some personal things on my mind. No big deal. I reject her worry and sympathy because I was afraid I would end up running my mouth and her finding out about the strange thing that occurred yesterday. I sit quietly for the rest of lunch and go on through the day, trying not to be suspicious. The end of the day finally comes around, but I got held back by a teacher who had noticed my strange ways today. She asks, "Are you all right, dear? You seem a little quieter than usual today." Just like Michelle, I smoothly and kindly reject her worry and sympathy and head to the buses. I got there and realized I had just missed the bus. I didn't worry because I know the way home, but I was a little upset. I walk home, drop everything off, and head to my quiet place. Through the thorny old woods, I finally get to the old building, but not knowing what would await me inside. I quickly open the creaky door and freeze in my steps. There it was, standing so delicately in front of my own eyes. It was a girl. This girl had very long, blonde, almost fluorescent white, shining hair, topped off with a small braid around the back of her head and a small pink bow. She turns to face me, and she looks, as she is in shock, as me. But she was so beautiful and elegant, with her glossed, icy blue eyes, and bright, fair skin. Her dress was almost like silk. It was white and very flowing. In her hands was my flower. I thought to myself for a moment, if she's an angel, I am blessed, lovely and so. She looked as a deer in headlights at me. I stuttered to get the words, who? Who are you? We stare for a while and she speaks, Odette. Even though she stuttered, I was so calmed by the soft, gentle, humming-like voice. Okay, next chapter another time.